Are you ready to wake up? You don't need coffee. You don't need another hit of dopamine from your phone. You don't need to drag yourself through the fog of morning exhaustion. What you need is something real, something that will wake you up from the inside out. Step into a cold shower. What? That's right. Turn that shower knob all the way to the cold that bites. No warmth here. The moment freezing water hits your skin, something ancient and primal within you wakes up. Your breath catches. Your heart pounds. Every cell in your body screams for escape. That's your ego, the false self that has kept you comfortable, kept you small, kept you asleep. The cold doesn't care about your excuses, your resistance, your fears. As Wim Hof says, the cold is merciless but righteous. It strips away the illusions and leaves only what is real. Most people live in a prison of comfort, numbing themselves, staying asleep, avoiding the fire that would burn away their impurities. But not you. You are here because you know, deep down, that you were meant to wake up, to step beyond the false safety of warmth and routine, to face yourself. This is more than a morning routine. This is an initiation. A confrontation with the deepest parts of you that have been hiding in the shadows for too long. Every second you endure in the cold, you are killing the ghost within you. The devil within is screeching and evaporating. Every time you choose discomfort over ease, presence over distraction, you are reclaiming your power. And when you step out of that shower, dripping and reborn, you will understand. This is not just about cold water. It is about life itself. Take an ice-cold shower every morning. You do not need coffee to wake up. You simply need a good night's rest and a cold shower in the morning. Why a cold shower? Cold water is like a Zen master. As Wim Hof says, cold water is merciless but righteous. It has a way of weeding out the ghost in you, the ego. Consider your reaction as soon as your body touches cold water. It reacts instantly. Your body shivers and convulses. You breathe in sharply. A sense of aversion rises. Fear grips you. Anger flares up. A shrieking sound comes out, and a desperate urge to run away overtakes you. That is the ego under a spotlight. A cold shower is like lice medicine. Lice sit in your head, feeding on your blood for ages, undisturbed until you apply lice medicine. Suddenly they are exposed, panicking, running around for dear life. The ego in you, the hungry ghost, behaves the same way when you take a cold shower. The freezing water exposes it, and it fights for its life. Look at how people react when they hit a cold shower. It resembles an exorcism. What is happening? The ego reacts violently when challenged, much like a spirit being driven out. Cold water is like a bright light, exposing all the hidden fears and illusions in the unconscious mind. The ego is being ferreted out from the depths of your mind. It lurks in different parts of your body, and the cold water shines a harsh, unforgiving light on it. The ego hates this exposure. It wants comfort, sedation, and sleep. Cold water brings you into the bright light of awakening, forcing the ego out of its comfort zone. If you allow your body to stay in the cold water for about 20 to 30 seconds, you will notice something remarkable. The mind starts to calm down. It gets over the shock, and it goes inward. After the initial battle, the mind releases its resistance and becomes intensely present. It no longer jumps from one thought to another. It is here, now. Think about a warm shower. The mind wanders freely, drifting into daydreams, replaying past conversations, planning the future. You are not present. But in a cold shower, you are fully awake. Your mind is forced to become sensitive to the sensations of the moment. You are no longer numbed by comfort. You are alive. Most of the time, we seek comfort to desensitize ourselves. We sit on the couch, watch mind-numbing content, and sedate our minds. The cold shower does the opposite. It makes you uncomfortable in a safe way, forcing the ego to the surface so it can be seen and released. This is why cold water wakes you up. The shock of a cold shower is a metaphor for waking up to reality. The ego resists discomfort. It keeps you comfortable and asleep in this dream. But God is trying to wake you up. When you wake up, it is like stepping into bright sunlight after being in darkness for too long. It hurts. You want to turn away. But as you stay in that light, you realize that this is the natural state. To be awake, to be aware, to be sensitive and present to everything around you. To be distracted and desensitized is not normal. That is the sinful nature of the ego. True normalcy is to be awake, present, aware, and fully engaged with reality. Cold water wakes you up from the dream of egoic slumber. Of course, the deeply asleep mind will resist. It will feel traumatized by this sudden awakening. That is why you must ease into it. Start with 10 seconds, then 20, then 30. Soon, you may find yourself standing in an ice-cold shower for 5 to 8 minutes. And when you step out, you will notice something miraculous. Your body is generating its own heat. This is a profound lesson. In the midst of adversity, instead of running away, the cold shower trains the mind to face the discomfort and go inward, to generate its own strength, its own warmth. You can face the discomfort head on. The world often throws cutting remarks, hatred, and malice at you. It hurts. It cuts deep. Perhaps someone in your life constantly tries to undermine you, to steal your joy, to make you feel small. The cold shower teaches you how to deal with this. Instead of running away or feeling victimized, you learn to stand firm, to observe without reaction, to draw strength from within. These aren't just mere words. A cold shower will teach you energetically how to deal with the world. On a soul level. It is the real practical step to take to retraining your mind. The ego has convinced you that you are weak, a victim, that you are at the mercy of the world, that you need external validation to survive. Your ego tries to seek its strength from the outside, from compliments, approval, validation, from people. And when it doesn't get what it wants, it reacts and throws a tantrum, as it believes it is weak without the outside world. But you don't need any of that. You don't need validation from the outside. The truth is, the world is a training ground. That is its true purpose. As you expose yourself to its challenges, you train your mind to seek strength from within, not from external comforts. When you train yourself to see the world as a cold shower, you will start using the world to train your mind, seeking strength and comfort from God within, and not from fleeting opinions of others. The mind has been looking outward for too long, seeking approval, seeking validation, strengthening itself through external recognition. The cold shower reverses this process. Life is like the cold shower. The world at times will be merciless, but life is righteous. It will test you, expose you, challenge you, and if you face it, you will grow. If you stay in the fire, you will be transformed. Think about it. When someone makes a cutting remark, why does it hurt? Because your ego reacts. The words themselves are just sounds. If spoken in another language, they would mean nothing to you. It is your ego that assigns meaning, that gets triggered, that holds onto past wounds. The world is like a constant cold shower, uprooting, the hidden traumas buried in your mind. This is why discomfort arises. The outside stimulus is not the real cause of your pain. It is simply triggering something that already exists within you. And once you realize this, you can heal. Some words or experiences may take you back to childhood. Old traumas resurface. The ego has buried them under distractions, but they have not been healed. The ego fears facing these wounds, just as it fears the cold shower. But when you embrace the pain, you free yourself. The ego is the one holding on to these wounds, not you. You are free. You are the one who forgives and releases. The cold shower, like life itself, will expose these wounds so they can be healed. The world is not here to make you happy or comfortable. It is here to wake you up, to strengthen you, to push you beyond the limits of your ego. Just like the cold water, life is merciless, but righteous. As you continue this practice, you will notice something incredible. You will feel amazing after the cold shower, after the ghost has released from within you. As it comes up in small pieces every day, you keep releasing it through this practice. Every chunk of the ego that you release, you're becoming a little more free from the prison. You also notice something on the outside. The world will appear friendlier. What once seemed unbearable will become as harmless as a fly on the wall. You will no longer be shaken by the words or opinions of others. The strength of God within you will become unshakable. People who live the hardest lives have the greatest opportunity for strengthening. They learn to draw power from within, to rely on God, not external validation. Most people don't even realize when they hurt you. Their words trigger old wounds, but the wounds were already there. The cold shower, the harsh world, the challenges of life, they are all here to bring those wounds to the surface so you can heal them. Comfort is a lie. It masks pain, but it does not remove it. The cold shower tears away that illusion and forces you to face the truth. And as you do, you will awaken to a new reality. A reality where you are no longer controlled by the ego, its traumas, and reactions. No longer seeking safety in illusions, no longer asleep. Life in this world, just like the cold shower, is merciless, but righteous. And it is here to set you free.